Raising questions about the funding source for the Penn Biden Center, specifically whether a foreign investment found its way to Biden's former think tank. I want to ask you about this because there are a lot of questions about President Biden's response to communist China. And I spoke with Jason Smith about this last week. Here's what he said about what constituents are feeling right now. Watch.
They cannot comprehend why Joe Biden and this administration is not pushing back on China's aggression on the United States unless there's something that is keeping them from doing that. And we need to get down to figure out what that something could be.
You know, Congressman, we've heard all about the Oversight Committee's investigation into the Biden family's influence peddling. Senator Ron Johnson was with me yesterday on Sunday Morning Futures. He told me that when he was doing this investigation and looking for Biden bank records, the only bank that would give him any records was Cathay Bank.
The only bank records we got, and this is pretty interesting, we got them from Cathay Bank. You know, is that the Chinese Communist Party? Is that a shot across President Biden's bow saying, listen, this is some of the information we have. If you don't toe the line, if you don't do things that please us, we're going to even provide even more information. A bank from China, let's face it, the Communist Party controls those types of institutions. They willingly gave us the documents that backed up the Treasury records.
That was Wisconsin Senator Ron Johnson with me yesterday on Sunday Morning Futures, revealing Cathay Bank handed over Biden family financial records. Cathay Bank is the oldest operating bank in the United States. It was founded by Chinese Americans to serve the Chinese community. It has offices in Los Angeles as well as representative offices in Hong Kong, Beijing, Shanghai, Taipei. The GOP's investigation finding that the Biden family received payments from Hunter Biden's business associate, Rob Walker, and their joint venture with a Chinese energy firm. Mike, I thought this was really interesting that when Ron Johnson was demanding the financial records, it was only Cathay Bank who handed them over. Now we know that James Comer on the House Oversight Committee has received some banking records from American banks, but only having to do with one deal. Comer says there are 11 other deals out there that he thinks will be similar to what he saw with the first deal, which was Rob Walker got a check for $3 million. The very next day, he sent $1+ million of that distributed to Biden family members. How do you see all of this?
I think the Chairman Smith's comments were spot on. There is something. I mean, it's you can't ignore this. There is something going on between the Chinese Communist Party and the Biden family. You know, we saw money transferred to Walker, and then he got transferred to the Biden family. Now we see them funding the Penn Biden Center, and then subsequently President Biden got $900,000 salary from them. We don't know all these things are going on. And the thing is, you know, it's very interesting, Maria, the whole, and I'm not going to be a conspiracy theorist about this, but when this all broke, it became a big news story. Amazingly enough, the week later or very soon thereafter, the whole thing of DA with President Trump came in just a few days later. Was it there or done on purpose to try to destroy the news cycle? I'm not going to be a theorist on that, but it's very, very apparent that the Biden family and the president are beholden to the Chinese Communist Party one way or another, whether they're being extorted or what, we just don't know. But we're going to find out. We're absolutely going to find out.
Well, I raised that question as well, because as soon as James Comer got the first batch of bank records that actually indicated to us that $3 million was sent from communist China companies to Rob Walker's account, and then the very next day he distributes more than $1 million of that to Biden family members. This happens just days. This happens on one week, and then just days later, the DA announces that Trump is going to be, Trump announces that the DA is going to indict him on Twitter. Congressman, we're going to follow this as well.